Alright pals, I'm enjoying playing this arena, so I am just going to keep right on trucking with it. This deck turned out really well so far. I think it's actually better than I expected it to be, and I would expect in the normal course of events to get 11 or maybe even 12 wins with this deck. As is, since we got that free loss, I feel like we should be sitting at 9-1 and not 8-2. But the disconnect, of course, I mean, you can't know what would happen with that game, but we were slightly ahead in the early game and then lost a game to a disconnect last round. But with that, even so, we're ahead on this arena, and anything after this is just gravy. I could keep Forked Lightning, but I don't think I do that. I think I just look for a Totem Golem. If we start with Totem Golem in this deck, it looks a lot better. No 2-drop, and we're on the play, which is a worse space to not have a 2-mana play. At least we're a Shaman, so we can make a Totem. If the opponent goes like coin 3-2 into 3-2, then we probably just lose, but that's the risk that you take when you're playing these sorts of early game focused decks that don't have a comeback mechanic. By which I mean something like a Flame Strike or a Lightning Storm even. Obviously a Lightning Storm we would take and play happily in this deck, but since we don't have access to such a thing, not much we can do. Shaman is another consideration for one of the decks that we could play actually in Constructed, and I might look into what it would take to build a competitive Shaman deck using the cards that we have currently. So it's nice that we're leveling Shaman and unlocking the remaining cards. You have to just make a totem there. This turn I will probably just... Okay, at least he didn't have a second play. I'm just gonna make a Silverhand Regent, I think. If the opponent wants to spend his turn Fire Blasting and hitting it with Mech Warper, then fine, we get to play a Tuskar Totemic on an empty board. And if he doesn't, then we'll probably get to activate the Silverhand Regent. And if he just wants to like make a Frostbolt, then at least he's Frostbolted something that isn't hugely relevant. Here I could just play the Kazan Mystic, but I actually think I want to hang on to that. So I have a choice between Micro Machine Crackle and just Totemic. I think I'll just go with the Totemic. Spell Damage Totem, not the best, but could be worse. So we have so far survived the early game. That Oasis Snapjaw is actually really good against our board position. If you're the opponent, yeah, you have to hit the... You really just want to hit that thing, I think. I'll make a totem here. If we're lucky, we get a taunt. Healing is not as good as taunt in this spot, but Thrommar Farseer. And do I trade or hit face? No, I have to trade because otherwise the Snapjaw can eat it. Unfortunately, just had to, like, we're drawing only things that have 3 health, so basically had to hope that the opponent didn't have a way to make his Snapjaw do anything. Here I'm going to play Regent Totem, and if we get a Spell Damage Totem, which we did, I will Forked Bolt. That was a pretty lucky Spell Damage Totem there. Still in pretty bad shape this game. The opponent just has a lot of stuff. I think if you're the opponent, you want to hit the Spell Damage Totem instead of the 1-1. I think that the spell damage is more valuable on average, but he's not to know that. I'm going to make a totem. I was hoping for a taunt, and we got it, and send my horse rider into his fortune. He can Fire Blast and finish that stuff off, and then we'll make a Twilight Drake. I have only these early game cards, unfortunately, in my hand, and no board advantage. We could draw like a Thunderbluff Valiant or something that would just be ridiculous and maybe win us the game. But failing that, I think we're in trouble. Okay, board is now clear. We're sitting at 5 cards to our opponent's 7. Not looking great. If this is yet another spell damage totem, I will shoot this and hope not to roll 4 damage. I have to get out ahead on board if I'm going to overcome my opponent's massive card advantage, especially with this set of crap. One way we can win is if he plays a secret and I get to Kazan Mystic it. But like neither of these cards are going to trade 1 for 1. They will almost certainly have to trade in combination for something. Okay, Totemic could be good. It's a Totem Golem, that's a nice one. And I will make a Totem, and I will still Earthshock this, and I will play a Micro Machine. We're never beating Flame Strike in a million years anyways, so there's no point in not flooding the board here. If he has the Flame Strike, I'll immediately concede. If he doesn't, then we can keep playing. If he actually doesn't have Flame Strike, we're in an okay shape. Like, if the opponent's cards are just not super relevant this turn, especially if one of his cards is a secret, which we're still hoping for. Okay, trade, Frostbolt, that's fine. What else has he got? Spectral Knight, that's pretty bad for us actually, but maybe we draw something good. We didn't really, so we kind of are hoping for a Taunt Totem here. Okay, we got a Taunt Totem. In this spot, I think I'm best off just playing all my guys out, hitting face, and hoping to top deck Bloodlust. Still can't beat Flame Strike, still no point in playing around it. Okay, game rapidly slipping out of our grasp as he gets to eat one of our guys here. Is Bloodlust even lethal anymore? Actually, not sure. Let's see. Have to clear that Drake, right? I mean, I could do 8, 14 to him, put him to 10, but then he gets to eat 2 of my guys, and oh no, I have to clear the Drake, because if he gets to use his hero power a bunch, then we're dead. Taunt Totem again? Nice. So I'll send Argent Commander and the 3/2 into the Drake. Put the opponent to 17. Can still draw Bloodlust, can still draw Flame Elemental, Fire Elemental, and be in good shape. Bloodlust now is certainly lethal, although, what's he targeting himself with? Okay, he has another removal spell, that's fine. Second Argent Commander would be good. He obviously has no area of effect to clear all our stuff, or he would have just played it. Like, if he had Flame Strike, he'd have just played it and been like, haha, good game. Double Polymorph, that's not great for us. Bloodlust no longer even lethal. Argent Commander does do some stuff. We have mostly big stuff left in our deck. I could just hit face with the Argent Commander. See, what do we draw off our totem? Okay, it's for the first time not a taunt totem, so I have to clear this Spectral Knight, I think. If that had been a taunt totem, Thunderbluff Valiant also wins the game. Fire Elemental probably wins the game. Bloodlust wins the game for sure. I don't know, this is still quite winnable. We have 8 damage on the board here. Puddle Stomper is not as effective at winning, I think. Taunt Totem, I will send my Totem Golem into his 2/2. Put him to 8. We now have lethal. This kind of has to be a really good card, because if his best play last turn was Silverhand Knight, and this is like isn't Flame Strike or removal of some kind, then I think we just win. We had to get pretty lucky to win this game. Double Argent Commander. Okay, Dragon Egg doesn't do anything, although it does sit around for a Bloodlust. Yeah, double Argent Commander into our opponent having nothing turn after turn after turn won us the game. But hey, that's why you play this card. So, do you have a way to not die? Mad Scientist does not do it. Alright, and Fire Elemental just to make sure of it, but... Boom! Alright, I was not expecting to win that one, but we made it. A lot of the cards in our deck would have served us pretty well in those spots, given that our opponent didn't have a Flame Strike. But the fact that we drew only cards that served us well, and our opponent continuously didn't draw Flame Strike is pretty, you don't count on that happening. Finding opponent. Alright, sitting at 9 wins. It makes me actually quite a bit sadder that we lost that one win to the disconnect, because of course the more wins you get, the more valuable each win becomes. So losing that one to the disconnect is even worse for us now. Ooh, Totem Golem into Totem Golem is a fearsome start that is difficult to beat. So we'll see what the opponent can muster against it. Gilblin Stalker will not do it. He has already used his coin even, so that's good for us. Yeah, Gilblin Stalker into Silverhand Recruit. So basically the opponent needs a true silver champion at this point in order to get back into this game. So I can just hate with both, I think, is best here. That's so bad against Consecration. Okay, so basically I have a couple options. I can play Silverhand Regent and hit that with both, and then if he just hits my Regent and consecrates, then I've given him 3 cards for 2, or 3 cards for 3, which isn't even the worst. I can then just start doing stuff, although then my cards are quite bad. Or I can play Earthshock plus Totem. So I'm going to make a totem, because if this is a healing totem, then trading both of those in is great. Since it's not, I'm just going to do this. The Taunt Totem at least makes him reveal his guys, so that if he has, like, a True Silver here, which I assume he does. Okay, Argent Horse Rider, also fine. I can use my own Horse Rider, I think, although Silverhand Regent is pretty tempting, too. Use my own Horse Rider to trade, or just play a Regent. He didn't have... He probably would have consecrated, although that's hard to say. He certainly would have True Silvered, so I think I'm okay to just play the Regent, make a totem. Another Taunt Totem is nice. Consecration is going to be great for him here, of course, but I think he would have played it last turn, and if he doesn't have it, I'm in great shape. Okay, he does have it. Apparently he would not have played it last turn. I'll just make an Argent Commander, send it at the face. That's a little unfortunate. Actually, that's so unfortunate. That's so good for him. Holy crap. Can I do anything about that? Like, no, right? Let's make a totem. Taunt? Nope, not taunt. Oh, Force Lightning does nothing, right? That's so brutal. And I used my Earthshock. Okay, let's do this. Basically, that play is terrible. But maybe he doesn't have like a second consecration, and we can get value off of Colt Master. Oh my god, he got the... That is... That sucks so hard. Well, we can crackle that. Bloodlust is currently... Yeah, if he didn't have the Bluegill Warrior, we could have used Colt Master, or we could have just dealt damage to the face and maybe gone for a Bloodlust next turn. Defender of Argus. Trade these both into the Wild Pyromancer with the Colt Master. Defender of Argus. Just send that in. Hit the... I could trade in my Micro Machine for his. Pyromancer. I think I like that best, actually. So I'll do Cult Master. Send the Micro Machine into the Pyromancer. I have to clear the Pyromancer because if he has 2 spells, it's so bad for me. And then I'll do Defender of Argus because it maybe draws me another card. And then do this. This is also lethal with Bloodlust if he doesn't want to reveal his Tiger. Okay, he has North Sea Kraken, sure. As we're doing Twilight Drake, Emperor Cobra, Totemic Call, deal 3. Well, this is lethal. 6 plus 9 plus 2. Assuming he can only clear the healing totems. Okay, he's giving us an extra guy. So if this isn't a consecration or a taunt, then we should win. Oh, also, the Inspire off of Brave Archer is, like, fairly relevant. Nice, alright. Scraping this one from the jaws of defeat. But I will take it. And that's why I don't mind having a Bloodlust in your deck. Sometimes you just win games that you can't win any other way. Although we actually could have won that game, I think. The Tuskar Totemic was a pretty good draw. If we had picked up a Flame Tongue Totem, then that would have put the game firmly in our court. Put the ball firmly in our court, as it were. But now sitting on 10 wins, should, as I say, be 11. Up against a Golden Shaman. Tuskar Totemic is a really good card that I'm always tempted to keep, but this deck just wants 2s. Totem Golem into Totem Golem. That's what we're hoping for. It would be nice to not be on the play every game, which we have been recently. You win a lot more games when you have the coin than when you don't. As is going to be evidenced by our opponent, whatever he plays here. Yeah, Whirling Zap-O-Matic. Well, I will just play a Totem Golem. It does beat the Zap-O-Matic unless he has something that can stop it. And that's actually not super easy because Totem Golem is hard to deal with. Like, most of his removal spells, Lightning Bolt, for example, doesn't kill it. The Stormhammer doesn't kill it. Rockbiter Weapon doesn't kill it. Is this Rockbiter Weapon? Why would he do that on himself? Oh my goodness, okay. Opponent, of course, hits the Stoneclaw Totem, gets 6 free damage on me. And gets to trade his Zap-O-Matic for my 3-2. I still have to play the 3-2. Obviously, I would prefer to send my Totem Golem into his Zap-O-Matic and win a free card. But he had a 25% chance there of that happening, which is great for him. But if something else happens, then I am super far ahead. So, unfortunately, we lost that die roll. 25% of the time that's going to happen. Sucked that it had to be this 25%, but what can you do? I mean, maybe because I drew Lance Carrier, I'm supposed to just make a totem there, and then I can either send my Totem Golem or my totem with the Lance Carrier into the Zap-O-Matic. Yeah, I think actually that was a better play, rather than just give him a card. Because this way, that way I end up a card, up a full card. So now I can use my Lance Carrier. I'm going to make the totem and see what it is. Doesn't matter. Unfortunately, I would have liked a healing totem, or maybe a taunt, but since it's not, I'm going to buff this, send it in here, end up with a 5-1. Took 6 extra damage because of that taunt. Come on, not the 5-1, sure. Okay, that's fine. And the opponent does have a Stormforged Axe, which is a pretty good card for him to have. I do get to make a Silverhand Regent and a Totem, though, which is going to be the play, and at least try to get him to use this Axe. What I want is for the opponent to have used all the Axe charges sometime in the next couple turns. Stormforged Axe is just such a good card, and he has a Manatide Totem, which I am not going to be able to clear. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, if I had one more mana, I could clear that. Well, as it happens, I can clear it anyways with my Fire Elemental, so that was a lucky draw. Next turn, I do get to make a Valiant. And if we're lucky, that will just be enough to overrun the opponent. We'll have to see what he has, though. If this is his own Fire Elemental to clear mine, I'm in trouble. Harvest Golem, not that scary. Harvest Golem, Whirling Zap-O-Matic, not that scary. Second Rockbiter weapon, though. I think I still do want to just Valiant here, though. Like, I could Spellbreak the Harvest Golem, play a Emperor Cobra or something, but I think my opponent is down enough cards, and this puts me in good enough shape. He still needs another card to deal with this Valiant. I can always Spellbreak this later. Feral Spirit will not do it. Wolf Rider to the face, okay. Yeah, that could be good enough. We'll have to see what totem I get. A taunt would be ideal here. So I certainly want to send this into this. I want to kill one of these. So I guess I just use Ardent Commander. Yeah. Having the thing that does a fast attack is probably best here, and then I'll just trade this for the 3-1. Leave my opponent with two attack guys, which has the highest chance of me not dying, I think. Tuskar Spellbreaker Totem. That seems pretty good. So let's start with Tuskar and see what we get off of that. Ooh, Vitality Totem actually really good here. Totem. Spellbreak this. And do I kill it? Yes, I kill it. I also have lethal with Bloodlust. If my opponent leaves me with enough guys in play. So basically I kill that so that my opponent doesn't have lethal with Bloodlust. If this is a lightning storm, it could be pretty bad, but it wasn't. So it looks like we win. Do we win even through taunt? Hang on. That's 7 plus 6 plus 5. That's an easy win. Okay, cool. So opponent, I think, made the right call, transitioning to going for my face. Woo! All the basic cards for this class. But even though they made the right call, our deck overcame theirs. So we should be sitting at 12 wins for this arena. We have the disconnect. We could still get the 12th win. It could happen, especially if we go coin Totem Golem into Totem Golem. Although that doesn't actually work, but just gotta see what we can find opponent-wise. I'm gonna take a drink of water, so I apologize for that. Alright, that is not gonna cut it. And let's get some better stuff. And we're playing first, sadly. Just don't have anything turn 1 or 2 for once. He kept all his cards, though, so at least I think he did. Okay, that's a secret. Usually that's not going to be Noble Sacrifice, that's going to be Avenge. So I will play Puddle Stomper against it. Alright, the opponent is just going to time out his turns, because he's an obnoxious piece of shit. But that's fine. It's always fun to run into people who use the extremely limited form of interaction that you get in these games to be as annoying as is possible. So we can look forward to a nice, exciting series of gameplay where my opponent just spends as much time as he, makes his plays immediately and then just waits the whole time for his turn to run down. Would be my guess. Oh, he switched. It's our turn now. Okay, so let's see if this is Noble Sacrifice. It's Redemption. Okay, Redemption is fine too. I will just play a Micro Machine against that. I'm fine with him redemptioning back a Fairy Dragon. Coin into probably a True Silver. That's also fine. I mean, it's not great for us. We would certainly rather he not have the True Silver because it crushes our hand at the moment. The best thing that we could get here would be the 1/1 Totem. Actually, this is even better. Argent Horse Rider is perfect here. Okay, Murloc Knight. We probably have to crackle that because letting him make Murlocs is just not my favorite thing in the world. So here's hoping we roll well. Obviously, you make the totem first because it could be one of those. I've pretty much only gotten spell damage totems so far. If the opponent doesn't have anything super impressive this turn, we could be in really good shape if the Silverhand Regent gets to do its thing, and then we can play Frostwolf Warlord with a bunch of stuff in play. That's certainly not what we wanted to see. So it's possible I could just play Frostwolf Warlord as a 5/5 here. Ooh. Kazan Mystic stealing the Mad Scientist secret is a nice one. So I'm just going to play Silverhand Regent. Opponent is probably going to trade in Mad Scientist plus an attack, and then we'll get to Kazan Mystic, his secret. Assuming that he has a second one in his deck. Oof. That's pretty good. Well, he does have a second secret, but I don't think a Paladin secret is going to get us out of this. So he can clear our board, do a bunch of damage. We don't really have a way to handle that. I really don't like that play. If I've been holding on to Lightning Storm, he loses immediately. I guess he's maybe figuring he can't beat Lightning Storm anyways. So I have a couple choices. I can either Argent Commander killing Raid Leader and just hope that this isn't a second Redemption, or just play Kazan Mystic. I think I just play the Mystic. See what it is. It's a Noble Sacrifice, which is actually really good against his board. I mean, it just eats a Light's Justice attack, but that's fine. And I'll play a 2/3, which is also good against his board. This game is still easily, like, it's not, him getting to attack twice with Raid Leader up Silverhand recruits is not great, but we ate one of his secrets. We're going to clear a lot of his stuff this turn. We do get an Argent Commander to clear his Raid Leader this turn, so he might not be able to just win. He's going to have to send like all 4 of these things in. No, I guess, yeah, he's going to have to send 2 things in, and then we get to Argent Commander down the Raid Leader. We're still at 19. So as I say, we're not in great shape, but I've been in worse shape before. I think this is worth it, even though he gets to eat it with his Maiden of the Lake. We just need to start doing stuff, and then if I get a Fire Elemental, a second Argent Commander, anything along those lines, things actually look pretty good for us. That's an interesting choice. I don't think you want to do that in general. Trade in the Acolyte there. Because Acolyte sort of stops me from playing guys with 1 or 2 attack, which are otherwise quite good against your board. Like, for example, Defender of Argusing up a totem. I think we're still in a lot of trouble this game. Lance Carrier. But I guess a 6/6 Frostwolf Warlord does some stuff. So let's start with that. I still, yeah, okay. That True Silver is game. If he hadn't had a relevant fast play there, then we would still be in it, I think. Since he does, then the Sludge Belcher is just going to keep us from killing his important guys while he just does lethal to us. I guess Argent Commander plus Defender of Argus will still technically clear his Sludge Belcher, and then we're in okay shape. So I pretty much need to draw Argent Commander this turn, I think. Earth Shock will not do it, alas. We probably still Earth Shock this. Well, hang on. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. So I have to kill something. Well, I don't have to kill something, actually. Oh, okay. So I'll just Earth Shock this. Play Defender of Argus. And clear this guy. So, not dead yet. Still not happy. I don't know why you humility there. I think you just sent True Silver at it, but I guess he wants the True Silver to attack my face. If this is taunt, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. So even if I kill one of the 3 power guys by using my Bloodlust, I still can't win. So, okay. He gets there. I think the opponent made some pretty questionable choices that game, but unfortunately we weren't able to get there. So 11 wins, including 1 loss from a disconnect, I will be pretty happy with this deck. So let's take a look and see what we got. Second 11-win arena on this account, which is pretty nice. I'd obviously love to get a 12-win one, and I think we would have had it on this arena run without the disconnect. But a second 11-win run gets us another 365 gold and a pack and 90 dust. So first off, what's in the box? Basically nothing. Yeah, Cruel Taskmaster is playable. Explosive Shot we can disenchant. Dread Corsair we can use with in a Grim Patron deck, which we could end up playing at some point. But let's see if there's stuff that we want to add to this Warlock deck. So basically the next step for this deck is to transition it into the Demon Warlock version, which is going to run more Void Terrors, more Demons. We definitely are just disenchanting this Summoning Portal. And Void Callers, which are the 4-mana dudes who we can't craft. Right? Yeah, so we'll be crafting like Doom Guards and stuff to put in. And actually, one Doom Guard I think is going to be a great one to just put in right now. So I'm going to create that, and that will give us some better high end for this deck. I think I will cut finally the Violet Teacher, add the Doom Guard. We definitely will be wanting the second Doom Guard in there pretty soon. We'll want the second Knife Juggler, second Abusive Sergeant, that kind of thing. So let's just quickly search new. Dread Corsair, we will hang on to for now. We'll get rid of Venture Co. Explosive Shot, we will get rid of. All of this Shaman stuff we can't disenchant. Cruel Taskmaster we'll get rid of, but the Golden Bash. Or Cruel Taskmaster we'll keep, but Golden Bash we can disenchant, and that is going to let us craft the second. I think I'll just craft the second Doomguard. I think that's the most important card for this deck here. And I will be getting rid of, I believe, the Senjin, probably? Micro Machine? I think I want, yeah, I think I want fewer 4-drops. So I'll cut the Senjin and add the second Doomguard. And now that I've done that, I'm going to just do the next arena draft and then cut the episode. So let's get started. Once again, we have no Warlock, which we wanted in order to level up. But I'm just going to do Shaman again. That worked really well last time. We have leveled up the Shaman quite a bit. So let's see what we can do. We get Gadget and Auctioneer to start with. This is basically the worst possible opening pack. But I'll start with a Gadget and Auctioneer. This can be playable, I guess. Scarlet Crusader I think I like more than Mech Warper most of the time. Although Mech Warper into Clockwork Knight would have been kind of sweet. I'll just take the Crackle. Harvest Golem, Mech Warper continuing to just be awesome. Lance Carrier to go with our totems. Unbound Elemental, Ancestral Knowledge, Frostwolf Warlord. All of these are okay cards, but not great. I think Frostwolf Warlord in general will win us the most games. Unbound Elemental is a card I've been liking less and less. Fireguard Destroyer, on the other hand, is an excellent card that I will play as many of as I can get my grubby little hands on. I'll take another Crackle here. Totemic. Ooh. Elemental Destruction is really sweet. It's hard to do stuff with it. Doomhammer is great, obviously. Frost Giant's great. I'm going to try out Elemental Destruction. I haven't played it, played with it much, and I'd like to get some experience with this card. Frost Giant, I think, is just like an okay guy. It's just going to be a big late game guy. Doomhammer is great, and can pull some really sick combos, but you tend to take a lot of damage while using it. Elemental Destruction, I think, is often awesome. Stormforged Axe or Pit Fighter is a really tough choice. Both of these are great cards. I'm going to take the Pit Fighter, though. I just like having the really nice, solid guys. I hate passing all these Ancestral Knowledges, but Flame Tongue Totem is one of the best cards you can get. I guess a Frigid Snowbold over 2 trash cards. Either Jungle Panther or Windspeaker. I think I'll take Jungle Panther. Windspeaker tends to disappoint me. Here I'll take Loot Hoarder, I think. No, I'll take Mad Bomber. Yeah, I need some 2s that I'm actually that actually contest the board. Another Fireguard Destroyer over a Northsea Kraken. Here we'll take the Loot Hoarder, though. Gadgets and Jouster is just too unreliable for me. Ancestral Knowledge is a card I like, but we need actual 2s that I can play on 2. Happy to take a Boulder Fist Ogre. And very happy to get a Stormforged Axe. You saw how much it wrecked us last time. Lightning Storm is great. Definitely a card we were missing from the last deck. Shattered Sun Cleric is a solid pickup. Abusive Sergeant works really well in Shaman because you can use it with your totems, so I don't mind picking that up. Volcanic Drake. Similarly, a lot of stuff is going to die, probably. I'll take Flame Juggler over Stone Splinter Trog. That gives us another 2-mana play. I think we want another Shattered Sun over a Jormungandr. Although I do like the Jormungandr. But I think Shattered Sun, it sort of lets us pretend that we have a Totem Golem. Hex is one of the best spells in Shaman, and just one of the best spells in the game. Tuskar Totemic is great. We could have had a sick mech sub-theme. I'll take Puddle Stomper over Micro Machine, I think. Is that crazy? Yeah, that's crazy. I'll take Micro Machine over Puddle Stomper. Ooh, Zombie Chow. Zombie Chow, one of the best cards in Arena. And I think I want Azure Drake over Knife Juggler. So we ended up with this very aggressive deck, plus an Elemental Destruction. But there will still be times when we get to cast this, I think. Knife Juggler is really good in this deck, but so is Azure Drake. I think I want the Azure Drake. Alright, so I'm excited to see how this deck plays out. I think it's not quite as good as the last one. We don't have the Totem Golems, although we do still have the double Totemic. Elemental Destruction doesn't really go in the deck, but it's still a good card. We do have a Flame Tongue Totem and a Lightning Storm, and some 1-drops, which are like nice additions to the formula. So yeah, I think I'll be interested to see how this plays out, and I hope you guys are too. Check it out in the next video set, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, friends. Feel free, of course, to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will catch you later. GG.